はい、どうも、こんばんは。これね、ホラーゲームがやりたくてね、なんかいいのないかなって探してたら、友達が、こんなのどうよって言ってくれたのがあったんで、それをやります。タイトルが、フィンチ家の奇妙な屋敷で起きたことだったかな。一族の生き残りがもう自分しかいなくて、その一族に何が起きたのかを探していくゲームとなっているそうです。早速やるか。やりたくてうずうずしてんだ。何ボタン
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
11歳の時までここに住んでいたの？早い早いよ。何？配送ですか？早速。操作説明も何もない。
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the
家の
rooms.
半分は立ち入り許されていなかった。そうなん？R の2がアクションなの。
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago,
郵
marked
便受け
urgent,
の中には
open
重要
immediately.
支給開封と書かれた7年前の請求書があった。あらそう。
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
クリスティンさんの葬式で戻ってきたのは初めてだ。どれなの？どれ？英語は読めません。
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it
鍵を
unlocked.
残してくれたけど、どこを開けるのかはわからない。
Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery
私
would
が
be
知っ
enough
てい
to
る
bring
の
me
か
back.
と思ったのかもしれない。それともその謎を解くために私が戻ってくると思ったのかもしれない。
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
そういえばさ、これやってないですね。よしよし、OK。まあ、どうせこの時間じゃ住むも来ねえと思う。こっちだって。ここが通れんの？はいはいはい。1、2。確かに。ここをそんな滑らかに通ってったんだ。すごいね。
The truth is,
本音を言えば家
even
を
after I
相
inherited
続
the
した後も
house,
戻ってく
I
ると
never
は
thought
思わ
I'd
な
come
かっ
back
た。
to it.
ほう
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the
でも
answers
今は家
to.
族に関して家そのものにしか答えられない疑問がある。でっ
The house was
けえ
exactly
家
like
だ
I
な。家は
remembered it,
覚えてい
the
た
way I'd
通
been
りそのま
dreaming
まだ
about
っ
it.
た。夢でいたのと同じ。あれどうなってんの？なんか中国の違法建築みたいになってんじゃん。なんか右側だ
As a
け
child, the
伸
house
ば
made
す
me
なよ。
uncomfortable
左も伸
in
ば
a
せ
way I
や。
couldn't put into words.
子供の頃うまく言えないけど、
Now,
私は
as
こ
a
の意味。Oh my
17-year-old,
god。
I knew exactly what those
今
words were.
17歳になって何て
I
言え
was
ばよかっ
afraid of
た
the
かわかる。
house.
家を恐れていたんだと。 で、ここですか？違うよね、絶対ね。え？
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
犬用のドアをくぐるのは11歳の時の方がよっぽど簡単だった。ちょっと待って。17歳の人間が犬用のドア、いける
The
もの
power
な
had
ん
been
だ
turned
ろう
off
か。
the night we left.
電気はずいぶん前に止められていた。まあ、そりゃそうだよね。そりゃさすがにそうよ。ここは物置ガレージか。ガレージだね。
For the first time in years,
久しぶりに
I felt like I was home.
家にいる気分がした。
But instead of a family, there were
家
just
族の
memories of
代わり
one.
にあるのは記憶の抜け殻。なんか古っぽかったけど、シンクは意外と普通？
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house.
島で出
So
前
we
して
had
くれたたっ
Chinese
た
a
一軒の
lot.
レストランのこと。中華？なんかそんなめっちゃ古いわけでもなさそうなお家だな。
The table was still a wreck from the night we
私たちが
left.
去って夜のままテーブルは散らかっていた。夜逃げ同然みたいな感じで出てったってこと？そうなんだ。ガレージが見えてるだけか。本だらけじゃん、この
Nothing
家。
in the house looked
家
abnormal.
の中、
There was just
特に変なところはなかった。
like a
家がありす
smile
ぎる
with
と
too
いう
many
ことだ
teeth.
け。言ってみれば歯が多すぎる笑顔みたいな。
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original
ストー
house
リーがあって
after it
エイ
sank.
によると沈んだ最初のレンガによる。しゃがめる？しゃがめる？しゃがめない。写真。リアルだ。あ、これ虫か。おお、羽ばたいてる状態で。これあれでしょ？ヘラクレスオオカブトでしょ？右のはちょっとよくわかんないな。蝶とムカデとサソリとバッタと、すごいよく集めたね。え？おお。
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for
幼
Barbara.
児者のスベンはバーバラのためにオルゴールを作った。そして家の他の部分も、何？あ、オルゴールも作ったし、お家も作ったってこと？そういうことでございますか
My mom wasn't much of an optimist,
お母さんも
but
楽観主
she
義
never
ではなか
stopped
ったけ
believing
れ
that
ど、
my
兄
brother
のミル
Milton
君が
was
生きている
alive.
と信じ続けていた。なんだこれ。隙間埋め剤か何かで埋められてんね。シーリング剤って言うんだっけ？
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement,
母さん
so
は
I
私にい
wasn't
つも
too
地下室に
surprised
入る
when
な
the
と
key
言って
didn't
だ
fit.
から鍵がはまらなくても驚かなかった。驚かなかった。じゃあ上行こう。
After Milton disappeared,
ミルトンが行方不明になったと
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
母さん寝室のすべてを封
then Edie
印した。
retaliated and drilled peepholes.
それにイーディは反発して覗き穴を開けた。
The last time I was in Edith Senior's
最後
room,
にイーデ
I
ィ
was 10 and she
の
was painting my
部屋
portrait.
に入った。早い。もう一回。やるか。
As a kid, I just assumed
子
every
供の
house
頃は
had
どこの
peepholes and
家
sealed
も
rooms you
覗き
weren't
穴や
allowed
封印
inside
され
of.
ていない部屋があるのだと思っていた。これはそれぞれの部屋なのかな多分。一応。一応そういう感じでいいんだよね、多分ね。教えてね。
My grandpa Sam spent
お
7
じさん
years
は7
sharing a room
年
with his dead
の間、
brother.
死んだ兄弟のカルビンと一緒の部屋で過ごした。
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
私がここを去っているお母さんが3階を封じたに違いない。
Barbara was a child
バー
star
バ
for
ラは
2
2年間
years
の間子役スターだ
until
った。
America
ア
grew
メリ
out
カが
of
飽
it.
きるまで。飽きるって何？
Edie's father Odin built the original
この
house.
家はイーディンの父オーディンによって建てられた。ほうほうほう。
Whenever people ask me about my family,
人がうちの家
the
族
first
のこと
thing
を
they
聞
always
く
want
と
to
き、いつ
know
も最
about
初に
is
聞きたが
Barbara.
るのはバーバラの話だった。これがバーバラね。アメリカが飽きるまで愛されたスター。はい、こちらはモリー。
Molly always seemed like a girl I could
話を
imagine
聞くたび
being
モリ
friends
ーと
with.
友達になれそうな
if
感
she
じがした。
hadn't
もし
died
彼
in
女が
1947.
1947年に死んでいなければ。これ多分途中で読むの諦めるな、俺これ。
I spent a lot of time
何？
playing in
俺
Great
が
Uncle
おじ
Walter's
さんの
room.
部屋で私はたくさん遊んだ。
I think my mom sometimes
Masaは
regretted
その
not sealing it
部
up.
屋を封じなくて後悔したんじゃないかと思う。どういうこと？
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I
ル
never
イスの
believed
秘
him.
密の通路があると言ってたけど、私はそれを信じなかった。これなのか？もっと。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
思い起こすと母さんは秘密を守るのがうまかった。
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been
今こ
afraid
そ
of.
母さんが何を恐れたのか見つけ出すときだ。スタート。ようやく始まったか、これ。
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here
壁に
before
かかっ
me.
た絵からして私の前にミルトンがここにいたのは明らかだった。本当だ、ミルトンって書いてある。
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
これを読むと私には計画があったように思うかもしれない。
But I had no idea what was behind that
で
door.
も、もうドアの向こうに何が待っているか私の見当もつかなかった。
Just like I had no idea where all this was
これ
gonna
までの
lead.
こと全部がどういう結末に向かうかも。セーブ中。
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
自分のベッドルームを持っている。ん？
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
何かができるわけではない。森？フィンチ。
December 13th, 1947.
がいなくなる前に、
Dear
これから
Diary,
起きること
I'll
を
be
誰か
gone
に伝えたい
soon,
の。
but
あ
I
る日ママ
wanted to
が
tell
理由
somebody about
を
what's
言
gonna
って私
happen.
を寝かせた。
It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
ネズミ。
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
ちょっと待ってよ。ネズミの餌を迷わず食うな。どうなってんだよ、こいつ。トイレ？食べたの？
I I ate a lot of things that night.
困惑するしかない。
I kept eating and eating.
ちょっと待って、それやばい。うわー、歯磨き粉。
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
そしたら窓の
It
外
was a
で
barn swallow going back to
巣
her
に帰ろう
nest.
としているツバメさん。
I reached out for her.
手を伸ばし捕まえようとしたら、
And suddenly,
いきなり
I was a cat.
わお。いや。ちょっと待って。操作が難しすぎるぞ、これ。何？ちょっと待って。何キーを使うんだよ。こうか。こっちじゃないのかな。わかんない。
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
はい。で、次。ダメか。どう行くの？こっち？違うの？もう巣に帰っちゃったよ、鳥さん。ほう？はい。煽られてるじゃねえか、完全に。はい。
I jumped and I almost got
もう
her.
少しで捕まえられそうだった。惜しかったね。全然ダメです。どういう状況ですか、これは。どういう状況でしょう。
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
いや、これ
I gobbled her up,
絶対落ちるやつ。
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the
突
wind.
然袋になっていた。
Then I
私は
heard
風の音
little
しか聞こえな
teeth
かった。
nibbling in the grass.
ここかじる音が聞こえたの？ここかじる音って何？ずっとこのまま待ってりゃいいの？
Rabbits.
おー。うさぎ。うさぎ？うさぎが見えねえです。すいません。なんかいっぱいいる。うさぎー。嘘だー今のは食べてないだろ。
Imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
グロテスク。
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
もっと大きな獲物を求めて。次は何でしょうね。なんか
A mama rabbit.
お母さんのうさぎ。お母さんのうさぎ。いただきます。
She was almost too big to carry.
持てないくらい大きかった。喉が詰まりそうだったけど食べ続けたの。
And suddenly, I was a shark.
度は突然サメになった？どうなってんだってばよ。痛い痛い痛い。陸でサメってちょっとよくわかんないんですけど。
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
お腹が空いたぞ。
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
鹿がいいと言われましたもんね。どこにいらっしゃるんですか？人に歩いて、あ、いたいたいたいたいたいたいたいた。ゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーゴー。いけ！難しくない？どこ行った？え？あ、いたいたいたいたいたいたいた。走れ。
I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
結構黒いけどね。
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had
開け
changed.
たら全てが変わっていた。何これ？今度は何よ？
Now I was a monster and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
うわあ。本当にびっくりする。
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
After the last passenger, I was
still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
女の子が取られちゃうやつかな。どこまで行けばいいのかな。
All my stomach started growling.
すべての胃袋がぐるぐる言い始めて。
And suddenly, I was peeking.
自分に戻
I
って。
held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
うわっ。 でもどういうことなんだろう。
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
違う、ここは来た場所かな。
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
この下。これね、外出んの？え。
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
なんだそれ。モグラ男いるの？
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
終わり？どうしたらいいのこれ。
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
彼は家族と共に、そして家と共に船出する呪いから逃れることを祈って。なんだそりゃ。
But 40-foot waves off the
も
coast
し
of
ワシントン沖で
Washington
40フィート
send
の
the
高波
house
にオ
and
ーディン
Odin
と
to
家
the
はさら
bottom of
わ
the
れ
sea.
てしまう。
Odin's daughter Edie,
オーディ
with
ンの
husband
娘、イ
Sven
ディ
and
とそ
baby
の夫スベ
Molly,
ン、そして赤ちゃんのモーリーは新天地のオスカー島に上陸する。
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family
新しい墓地で
cemetery.
最初に葬られるのはオーディンとなった。
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
彼の娘、イーディはすでに新しいフィンチ家の屋敷を夢見ていた。500年にあれこれ一周したな。
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
ん
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
90代になって、もう彼女は母さんよりずっと若い感じだった。まあ見た目とかではなく精神的な方がね。
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
ピンクのバスル
It
ーム
was
や
a
だ
pretty
な。
big trace.
これね、何イソギンチャクか何かをモチーフにして、はめられてんな、扉が。いやいやいやいやいや、これはちょっと異常だろ。これも開くの？鍵一緒？そんなことある？さあ、シー
There's
ク
a
レット
secret
バス
in
ルー
this
ム。
bathroom.
ほんほんほん。
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
すげえ。すげえ。単純にすげえ。
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd
現像
refurbished.
か？
He never put it down.
うんうん。仕事なんか撮ってんの？ああ。ちょっと待って、何人いるんだ？1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。ん ?4、5、6、7、7、8、9、10、11、12、13人。あ、いや、今動かしてるのは違うから12人か。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
いやーでもこれ子供は好きだよな。絶対俺も好きだったもん、こんな。
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
足骨折かなんかしてね、この子。
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
マッシュルームを食べるぐらいの死ぬと言ってた。いつまでこうしてればいいんだ私は。
At Barbara's funeral, we swore
バーバラ
we'd
の葬
never
儀
be
でも
afraid
絶対に
again.
怖がらないと共に誓っ
And he
た。
I think Calvin always
彼女はい
wanted
つ
to
も飛
fly.
びたがっていたと思う。あ、これちょっと待って。
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day,
いきま
he
す。
finally made up his mind to do it.
はい。もう漕ぐのやめとこうかな。先が怖いかな。ほら。 少年。少年。ご飯だぞ。まあ、しょうがない。行く気がないなら行ったれよ。
I told him going around was impossible.
ぐるりと一周するのは無理だと言ったん
Maybe
だ。
if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
まず
then
い。
maybe he'd still be here. But I
ま
doubt.
ずい。
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
ああ、これたまんねえやつだ。
The day he made
サラ
up
ダ
his
バ
mind, and he didn't.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
ー。いや、まあ、たまにいたけどさ、公園でさ、ブランコ一周させたやつ。あれよく無事だったよな。そう考えると。マジで危ないと思うわ。部屋の半分の立ち入り禁止か。だからこうなった。
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
何これ。めっちゃ面白い。上に開けんの？
The passages were a pretty tight fit.
いや、まあ、
They'd
狭いよ、
obviously
め
been
ちゃ
built
くち
for
ゃ。
smaller hands and bellies.
はい、これでショートカットができましたと。
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
うわ。キングコング的な感じ？
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
ああ、子役の時しか活躍はなかったみたいな感じだったもんね。いやー。ハッピーバースデイかな？筆記体は読めねえよ。なおのこと。ただでさえ英語なんて。とても。
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
インフレジャックが全米一方の家族をモチーフに世にも恐ろしい話を語ろう名付けてバーバラ・フィンチの驚くべき結末
I'm calling it the surprise ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
なんだこれ。これはどこに行くの？
Fridge rattled and grew still.
うわー、びっくりした。バカ野郎。
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter. Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
怖すぎだろ。
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
マジかよ。いね
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was
え。いねえの？マジかよ。
someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering.
なぜ開ける？
It was coming from inside the house.
家の中から聞こえてくる？
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Gachi で壊れてるじゃん。ガチで一回壊れとるやん。これねえな、後でか。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once. carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories,
地下で生活できそうな感じだけど。
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
水道関係だな。明らかに地下室ってじゃねえな。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
待つのは終わりだ。これか。
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
モリも殺された。
Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. month or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
うわ、死ぬー。
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
あ、さっき書いてあった家の地下にモグラ男がいるみたいなやつってここから来てんのか。うわ、なんだ。
I don't want to make the
ゴミ
same
をここで
mistakes
廃
she
棄してた
made.
のか。
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two,
よく見えねえけど穴開いてんのかな。
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
すげえ家だな。
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
なんだこれ。地じゃない。
And the history you're a part of.
どないせっちゅうね。わお、顔でかい。こっちは開いてる？
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
おー。そうね。人の思い込みってところもなかなか恐ろしいものの一つだからね。どちらに行けばよろし
I
い
think
か。
we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
家より先に墓地を建て終える家族なんて聞いたことがない。それはそうだね。
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
あ、これみんなのお墓か。本当に？なんか違くね？あ、違う、ペットの墓が。こんなにいたの？1,2,3,4,5,6,7,8,9,10,11,12,13,14,15,16,17,まだ
Sven built the
まだい
house,
る。
but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
家を建てたのはスベンだけど、墓地のデザインは何だって？あ、フィンチだ。フィンチか。あ、モーリーね。猫と鷹とサメになって化け物になったが。アルビン、I can fly。セブンフィンチ。なんだっけ？疲れちゃった人じゃなくて？エゼルって出たっけ？ウォルターは、あれだよね。地下から出て、ヒアウィーゴーしちゃった人。バーバラ。これは、はい、怖かった。普通
I'm
に
sure
見てて。
Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
これイーディ？
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
これ何かが見えるんだ。
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
ああ、船に乗せた家ね。ほんでどちらへ？終わりだよね。ここはもう有料ということで、お家に戻る
Edie's
のか
side
な？
was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
あ、まだ
Her
出
dad
て
had
ない
been pretty
子たち
strict,
も
but
い
it
る。
wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
早い。早すぎる。
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
なんか夜中にゲームするとお腹すくな。
But looking back on it now,
ここあれじゃん。さっき猫でぴょんぽこやってたとこじゃねえの？
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
嘘でしょ？マジかよ。 ちょっと半分で終わろう、今日。全部はきついかも。全部で12人いたから、1、2、3、4、5。次の長さ次第で。
I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
いやー。
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
なんだろう、熊の絨毯といい、この鹿のおそらくライフルで撮ったんでしょう。漁師かなんかだったのかね。
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
この人がサムか。サムおじね、サムおじ。の写真じゃい。
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
おお、綺麗だね。
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
マジか。
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like
Magic,
being
yeah.
inside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
取るべきものは何なのだ。
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
あ、びっくりした。
I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don!
こんな状況で自撮り始めるのやばいだろ。
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
これでなくなっちゃったと。
Of Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
もう一人ぐらい言っとくか。これか。こっちでいいんだ。こっちでいいのかな。これ来た方向だよな。次はどこに行けばいいんだ。あ、ここか。ちゃんと裏がこう、何？断熱材みたいなやつなの、リアルなんだよな。リアルだな、マジで。
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
子供部屋？すげえ顔してっけど。いやーいやーって感じの顔してるけど。
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
ん？何？このカエルおもちゃのくせに動くぞ。あ、ここさっきのピンクのバスルームだ。
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
サム、今話したくないって言ったでしょ。だって。
I wonder what he saw.
おもろいな、これ。くるくるくる。おお。
What his world was like.
おお。
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in
これ
his
おもろいか
imagination.
も。
Whatever it was, he saw.
Wow.
It sure made him happy.
Wow. これ全部落とすのかな？ GG! こ
I know how silly it sounds.
Yes.
But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
すいません。止めたいです。やばい。
There's so much.
Oh my god.
About Gregory. About everything.
やべえ。
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Gonna get.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want me to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
赤子にして亡くなってしまったというのか。グレゴリー。ここ上がっていくのか。
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
母さんは屋根裏に引っ越した。
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers.
ね、これからこれ朝寝ぼけてる状態でやりたくねえな、絶対に。なるほど。いや、これはちょっと、今半分ぐらいでしょ。いや、もうこれ行くか。行こう。正直夜中だから2回に分けたかったけど。これ何が辛いって、お腹が空いてることが辛い。
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
なんで増築しなければならなかったんだい？
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last.
子供たちの勉強をここで見てたの？
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
多いな。パラパラ漫画って本当にすごいよな。どういうこと？漫画で終わっちゃった。
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
こっちは特に何かあるわけではない。移動が封じられてるだけ。もう怖えマジで。
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
I'm 入れないっす。こっちか。
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats and toads. And things that had not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won.
Mario かな?
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Nanda.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
これが俺か。
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
待って、これ首いかれるやん。
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
心からお悔やみ申し上げます。どういうこと？
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
あれどっか行けないでしょ。あ、行けそう。
On the way back from Lewis's.
ダメだ。今日のところは一回寝よう。起きたらもう一回やるかな。ちょっと、一旦ここまで。また明日。朝ね、起きたらやるんで。お疲れ様でした。ちょっとダメだ。いけると思ったんだけど、全然ダメだったわ。